Hello friends, in this segment we're gonna see the poem Vocation. In this poem, a child speaks about his wishes and attractions. It shows the state of his wavering mind, but still he was innocent. This poem is about how a child gets attracted to the ways of people around him and finds different curiosities and attractions in their lives. This innocent child expresses his desires without knowing the harsh reality of the world. This poem also highlights the treatment of children by their parents and teachers. Let's get into the poem. When the gong sounds 10 in the morning and I walk to school by our lane, every day I meet the hawker crying, "Bangles, crystal bangles." There is nothing to hurry him on, there is no road he must take, no place he must go to, no time when he must come home. I wish I were a hawker spending my day in the road crying, "Bangles, crystal bangles." The young child says that when it is 10 o'clock in the morning, the alarm clock starts ringing and he walks to school on the same way every day. The word lane means way. On his way every day, he meets a hawker. Hawker is the person who sells things by shouting on the road. According to him, the hawker who's shouting as bangles, crystal bangles on the road is better than him. He feels actually he was shouting on the road in order to sell his bangles. By seeing him, the child thinks that the bangle seller has no hurry like him. He is not bound to take the same road like the child himself takes to school, because he was taking the same road, same way every day to school. The child go to the same school and return back to home. So according to him, according to the child, a hawker or the bangle seller lives an independent life and does whatever he likes. But this innocent child doesn't understand the true reality and how difficult it was for the hawker to shout on the road. Though the stanza shows the child is innocent and does not know the harsh reality of the hawker's life, it also reveals the strict rules under which a child is kept. It looks like his parents are too strict and he feels to be trapped in his house. When at 4 in the afternoon I come back from the school, I can see through the gate of that house the gardener digging the ground. He does what he likes with his spade. He soils his clothes with dust. Nobody takes him to task if he gets baked in the sun or gets wet. I wish I were a gardener digging away at the garden with nobody to stop me from digging. Then, when the child returns back to home from the school at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, he sees a gardener digging the ground through the gate of a nearby house. Again, the child thinks that the gardener does whatever he likes, whatever he desires. He makes his clothes dirty with the soil. No one forces him to do his task, though it may be sunny day or a rainy day. No one asks him question. In other words, the child thinks that the gardener is free and has no one to give orders. This makes the child to desire if he were a gardener, he too would have been digging the ground and no one would be there to stop him from doing so. Again, the innocence of the child is seen here. He is not aware of the poverty of the gardener. However, it looks like the parents of the child are strict towards him and they were trying to stop him from every type of freedom, especially like playing with the sand, soil and all that. Just as it gets dark in the evening and my mother sends me to bed, I can see through my open window the watchman walking up and down. The lane is dark and lonely, and the street lamp stands like a giant with one red eye in its head. The watchman swings his lantern and walks with his shadow at his side, and never once goes to bed in his life. I wish I were a watchman walking the street all night, chasing the shadows with my lantern. In the final stanza, when it is night, The mother of the child sends him to bed for sleeping. While on the bed, the child sees through the open window a watchman walking up and down. According to the child, the lane, that pathway, is dark and there is no one walking on it. The street lamp looks like a big giant with one red eye, which means that bulb on the top of it. The watchman keeps walking with the lantern in his hand, and his shadow was behind him. According to the child, the watchman never goes to bed unlike him. Only his mother is forcing him to go to bed. So he was thinking the watchman will never sleep. This makes him to desire if he were a watchman, he too would have been walking the street all night, chasing his shadow with his lantern. This stanza also reveals the hidden desires of children. He does not want to go to bed at night. Instead, he desires to enjoy the loneliness and dark. As he is innocent, he does not know that the watchman sleeps during the daytime, and also that he was poor and night job is not as easy as it seems. The small kid was unable to understand that difficulty which is endured by this watchman. So throughout this poem, the child is looking at the elders and desiring to do what they were doing. So parents should also be very careful while treating the small kids, as they can easily influenced by the elders. I hope you could have understood this poem Vocation. Stay tuned with Learning Station for further videos. Thank you.